Hi there and welcome back to another one of my videos. This video is a short review about the Quattrini 210. So we'll step straight into it and have a look what we've got. First of all, we've got the cylinder, which has got the reed block on this side, integral to the barrel, cast in. Note that it's got more finish on the outer side of the barrel, whereas the hot air comes this side. Obviously this side is going to be slightly hotter, so he's allowed more finish here for cooling. On the back side you'll notice a very short spigot here. The skirt is almost completely gone. That's because the skirt was so thin on the 68mm bore that it wouldn't have been no use at all. So to get around this problem, he's used a 116mm rod. So basically the piston is further up the bore and it's less tendency to rock, and it doesn't need so much skirt. Otherwise, pretty well inside, the layout of the ports are more or less straightforward for a reed block engine. There is one little thing here. There's a small hole which probably people are wondering what it is, and that is a decompression port. It's a very small hole just here in front of the exhaust port. So that allows the engine to decompress when you're kick-starting it, so it less tendency to snap your kickstart ratchet and stuff like that, because it's going to decompress for you. Once the engine's running, it practically has no effect whatsoever, but at low kick-over speed this will have a good effect to give you an easy start. Going on, we'll come to the cylinder head. The cylinder head, I would say, is probably the best head I've seen so far out of all the kits I've had a look at. It's got extremely good fin area. There's lots of finish on here compared with the Casa one. It's actually offset as well, the same on this side, to give you more cooling on the one side. It's got a completely flat squish, so also, as you can see on the piston, totally flat. So this is going to give you a better burn. A flatter piston pushes more of the burnable fuel and air mixture into the dome, and you'll get a more efficient burn, and it's got less tendency to detonate, so it should actually give you more power. The head's excellent. The reed block, more or less same sort of reed. It's a very similar volume reed to a TS1, and probably just about suitable for this motor. I would always prefer to go for a much bigger reed block on reed engines, because the bigger your reed block, the quicker your response of opening and closing of your reeds, because they're not being forced to open and close so far. So if you've got a bigger reed block, it's better because the reed response is quicker, so it can open and close faster, because it literally opens a shorter distance. Whereas the smaller reed block is then being forced to open further and close, so therefore your response time is slower. So reed block, bigger the better. The piston is quite trick also. Well, as you can see, it's got a narrower gudgeon pin, and part of the piston has been shaped, cast in, to increase transfer port area on the bottom of the casing area. So that will increase flow into the transfers. Very ingenious, quite a good idea. Really the piston, the weight of it is very similar to the Casa 225 piston. We can have a quick weigh here. Let's have a look. Hang on, we'll zero the scales and check it out. We have the Casa piston weighing in at 249 grams, not bad, with the gudgeon pin. The Quattrini piston weighing in at 249 grams, exactly the same, except this is 68mm and the Casa one is 70mm, so you've got a slightly bigger piston. but that's pretty good. That's quite a light piston. If you compare that with the normal TS1 piston, weighing in at 323 grams, it's a brick. So, and tends to break up and fail as well, so it's not very good. Apparently, I've heard stories say that the only drawbacks that are on this kit is the inlet manifold, the rubber, tends to split. So be advised, this will split. You can make up, or maybe you can buy one that hasn't got the rubber. It's got a metal flange with a separate rubber on it, maybe better. Or you could possibly put a support so the carburetor's not putting so much load on the rubber. Could help. The other drawback of this barrel is the angle of the exhaust port. Very, very similar to the RB, and it's a problem because there's not very many exhausts available for it. You can't use the RB exhaust because the studs are actually further apart. So a real ball ache if you want to buy a barrel that's good. This is a good barrel, but if you get it, you've got to buy a new crank, 116mm rod, and a new exhaust. It's basically a total engine rebuild if you're going to fit this kit, which is basically the way you should go anyway. Is a total engine rebuild if you're doing a good engine. But otherwise, I really rate this barrel. It's very, very good indeed. So I'd like to thank Mad Scooters for supplying me this barrel to give this review, and if you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you later guys, bye.